Hello, and welcome back to another episode of NOTaVXR. So today's episode is all about the K&N air filter. I've actually got a panel filter in my car, and I did a video about how that can actually improve performance or even make the car breathe a bit better. But today's episode is all about recharging it, so that's oiling it and cleaning it. So let's get to it, guys.
So in order to get started, we're going to have to remove our panel filter from our car. So for mine, it's like 4 bolts, so it's not too hard at all. Now that the panel filter is exposed, you need to take note of which way it's sitting, because that depends on which way you're going to wash it later on.
You can see the air comes in to down there, then would come in, up, and then through this pipe into the engine.
So back to it, we need to remove the panel filter so we can start cleaning and recharging it. So moving on to the actual cleaning kit, there's 2 types of kit. There is the Aerosol kit, which I went for, and there is it's a nozzle kit where you basically have to apply it along using a nozzle rather than an aerosol can. So I went for the aerosol can because I'm more comfortable with it. The kit comes in 2 halves, so you have the actual aerosol can, which is the oil for the air filter, and then there is the air filter cleaner that you use beforehand. So this kit is a 2-step process. So what you need to do is we need to do step 1, which is cleaning the air filter before we recharge it. So take the air filter cleaner and spray it across the whole of the panel filter, front and back, so that's clean side and dirty side. Then leave it on the side for 10 minutes to help loosen up that dirt before we run the water through it.
So first thing we need to do is actually recognize which side is the clean side and which side is the dirty side, because we need to put the water through from the clean side to the dirty side, because obviously we don't want to be ramming the dirt through the filter. Once we've established that, we need to put the tap on cool or cold, and then we need to put it on low pressure and just run it through every single part of the filter. As you can see here, COVID is actually keeping my mileage down quite a lot. So actually this air filter probably didn't need recharging because there's quite a lot of oil still on the filter, which is why the water running through it is still red. If you complete this step and your air filter is still dirty, because obviously you could rack up quite a lot of mileage, then you need to repeat this process until it's nice and clean. As an engine is basically just an air pump, we've got to make sure that air filter is
clean as a whistle, Homer.
To help speed up the drying process, we should shake off any excess water. Then set your filter down somewhere nice and dry and warm to dry naturally. I left mine for a few hours, and now that it's dry to the touch, it's time to move on to step 2, which is oiling the air filter. So for stage 2, you need to take the aerosol can and you need to run the spray along each pleat on the filter. So that's from left to right or right to left on my case, but obviously that depends on what orientation you have your filter in. You need to make sure that the dirty side has the full coverage and that the clean side gets a nice light coat. The instructions actually indicate to hold the nozzle about 3 inches away from each pleat, but that seems excessive to me, so I held mine about 6 inches away and seemed to get pretty good coverage. The reasoning behind adding this oil is because basically it's supposed to collect and contain the contaminants within the fabric more effectively. Once you've completed spraying, then you need to leave it for 20 minutes to make sure it beds in properly before you reinstall it. If you have any light spots, then this is the time to top it up before you reinstall it into the car. So this part's nice and easy, you just need to reinstall your air filter and you're all done.
And that concludes today's episode, guys. So I feel like my opinion's a bit skewed. I don't think it did much, but my actual mileage between when I put it in brand new and when I've recharged it probably isn't that much because of COVID. So I feel like maybe once everything gets back to normal and I can rack up some proper mileage through it, I reckon the recharge kit would definitely be worth it. I mean, it's pretty much the same as changing your air filter, which you should definitely do at least every year. So I feel like it's definitely a bit of maintenance that should not be overlooked because you've bought a K&N air filter, if that makes sense. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please like, subscribe and share, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheers, guys.